What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time watching, my name is Henry. You might know me as Elion from L&M, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to put that out there. I completely have no experience doing YouTube videos like this, reviews, product breakdowns, behind the scenes, that type of thing. So I'm going to be taking it step by step and really learning the ropes with everything that has to do with making content behind the scenes aside from making music, which I will go ahead and link down below. So feel free to check any of that out. I will also be doing affiliated links. So if you see anything down below, you will be directly supporting the channel. So thank you again. Now let's take a look at what we got. Today we're going to be looking at a Russian lens called the Helios 44-2. Wow. All I've got to say is it lives up to the hype. Now, there are cons to it, at least with my current rig that I'm using. I'm filming on a Red Komodo where its current state for the price that I paid for, which was $60 in full transparency, it was a steal. Its condition was phenomenal. The lens was not scratched like I was expecting it to have scratches or even many micro scratches, if any, to be quite honest with you. Not only that, it had no real noticeable scuffs on it. The paint was really vivid and rich. I loved it. It's really something that I did not expect, all but one thing, which was the manufacturer. There are various plant manufacturers, and one of them is Voldi, which is the version that I happen to get. I was aiming to get the KMZ version, but wherever I looked for it, specifically on eBay, that version was very expensive compared to everything else because people expect it to be much better in quality. Now, in order to get this working with my current rig, I had to get an M42 to an RF mount adapter. I am working with the Red Komodo, so FullZ simply had this affordable RF adapter for the M42 mount that this Helios 44 has. So I went ahead and bought it. I opened it up and it ended up having the adapter, a little pouch for it, and it's really good material, almost microfiber feeling, and an Allen wrench, of course. When you first take out the adapter, it feels very sturdy. It very much screws on tightly. It does not have any wiggle room, even though some people were complaining about the mount being an issue. Gave it a couple flicks, not plastic at all. I'm not gonna be too biased, but I was anti-Voldi. I'm going to be 100% honest. One thing about this lens that I have to say, though, is it has a way of immediately giving you a different sense of texture to your image. It just makes the environment that you have in front of you almost feel rigid, almost feel trippy, almost feel just, I don't want to say like an illusion, but it gives it a very, like, depending on how you light it, either hazy, very misty image if the lighting condition is right. And here are some night shots. I tested its sensitivity to light. I ended up crushing the darkness a little bit on this image in the color grade. So honestly, there was more light in this image than I even cared to share because of the look that I was going for in the image color grade. But this just gives me such a beautiful image and feeling. And just, if you really look at a night where it's raining and it has a certain sort of light from, you know, lighting poles and anything that's on the street, it just really looks like that Joker feeling. And quite honestly, I'm blown away with the type of image that you're able to get with such a very affordable lens. In my opinion, the only downside to this lens that I have currently, right, aside from your common factors that you would have to be aware of and try to avoid the best you can, like micro scratches, fungus, haziness, dust inside, I would probably say is the focus ring. When I'm talking about the focus ring, I mean, I have a follow focus system that I cannot mount on here and use because it simply does not have the teeth to go ahead and be paired with properly. So I need to get an adapter for that as well. And that also is going to be something that if you're obviously looking for an affordable lens, you probably aren't expecting to be dishing out that type of money. I wanted to be a little bit creative and I wanted to push the boundaries of the equipment that I had with me. So I went ahead and got a EF adapter for this M42 mount. And then I took that mount and I paired it with the Metabone Speed Booster EF to RF mount. And I used that all in conjunction to give me the following images that you are about to see. Not only did it give me a slightly wider image, but it made the bokeh, the swirliness of it, very, very noticeable. In fact, it was easier to notice the bokeh when I had the adapter with the speed booster than it was with just the regular adapter straight to RF. Not only is the image really good, but the weight of this lens makes it completely bearable for hours on end. This lens is not the sharpest, but it definitely will give you something that is worth holding on to. This lens is made for the cinematographer or photographer that always wants to have a tool handy in their arsenal that will immediately act as a filter to something in front of you. It will automatically texturize it in a way where if it doesn't already feel intrepid, it will very much feel elusive, to say the least. You're just going to have to see for yourself. Once again, guys, thank you for joining me on this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe and turn on those notifications to join me on the next video. I also make music, so if you haven't checked that out, I will also be posting a link to that down below.